John Wick Chapter 3 Parabellum is once again directed by Chad Stahelski and sees the return of Keanu Reeves as the titular John Wick and is the third entry in the John Wick franchise, and this one takes place exactly where the second one left off. John Wick is excommunicated from this nation of secret assassins due to the events of Chapter 2, and there's a 14 million bounty on his head, and all of the secret assassins in New York are out to kill him. So now John Wick just has to kill everyone that tries to come in his path for trying to kill him, and he has to find a way to set himself free. Now, as the third entry in the John Wick franchise, I know what to expect from these films, just amazingly choreographed, well shot, and well directed action scenes that stars a badass Keanu Reeves who apparently does not age. I enjoyed it in the first John Wick and I really liked it in the second John Wick, so of course I was really excited for John Wick Chapter 3 I'm just gonna call it John Wick 3 from now on. And so I was really excited for it in John Wick 3, and once again, this film delivers what it promises from what we can expect from this franchise. This movie has tons of well choreographed, well thought out, well directed, well shot action scenes starring a badass Keanu Reeves. If you were expecting anything more from this movie, I'd be rather confused because there's only one thing that this franchise really delivers, and it is these amazing action scenes. The fight scenes are intense, they're extremely real, and they're even humorous in some sense, but in the realistic sense. And I even really liked it when the fight scenes did have to step back from a little bit and did have to offer some humor, because I never thought that it was at cost from the intensity, because it was real. Because nearly everything that happens in these action scenes are real, they're in camera, and there's barely any CGI. John Wick rides a horse, motorcycles are flipped, John Wick throws 7 knives at a guy. When you see a knife go into someone's head or slowly into someone's eye, you realize, oh my god, this is real. And I have to applaud the stunt people, Chad Stahelski, for once again giving us these amazing, well choreographed, intense fight scenes. And once again, Keanu Reeves as John Wick, he is fun as John Wick. He's not known for his acting, he's known for being a badass character, and once again, Keanu Reeves does deliver on giving us a badass character in John Wick, and we even get to explore more of John Wick's history, and I also really like that in this film. The previous John Wick films are known to be having simple premises while building a universe within this film franchise, and once again, we are delivered growth into this universe with us being introduced to John Wick's people of his past and us finding out relationships that he had, where he grew up, and how he eventually became the assassin that he is. But not everything is answered, and so I like that there's still mystery to his character and mystery to this universe. I know the John Wick films are not known for their acting, but there was one performance I did have an issue with, and that was with Asia Kate Dillon. Asia Kate Dillon plays the adjudicator in this film. The character is basically a higher up in the secret assassin nation. The character is intimidating and really just has to clean up the mess that was caused by John Wick due to the events of Chapter 2. And while I understand that the character is supposed to be intimidating as a higher up and really shouldn't have any real emotion, the moment the character stepped on screen, the character tried to enunciate every single syllable of every single word that the character spoke throughout the entire movie, and the moment that the character stepped on screen and started doing that, I noticed that something really felt off about that. And while I understand it's for the purpose of just trying to be a higher up character trying to show that there's no real emotion, it's just the job, I don't really think that it fit well in the movie, and I think that it's mainly due to the performance of Asia. But my main gripe about the movie is actually its narrative, which eventually really hampered on its pacing. The first 30 minutes of this movie are probably one of my favorite opening sequences of any film, because it is exactly what I expected this movie to be. John Wick is on the run with a whole city of assassins trying to kill him, and he has no help. And he has to kill all these people in the most genius way possible. That's the first 30 minutes, and I absolutely love that part of the film. But after that, the movie goes into more of a side adventure with John Wick, where he has to find one character that'll lead him to another character, that'll lead him to another character, to another character, where he has to do this thing for this other character that eventually brings him back to the start of the whole movie. And I felt like that 50 minutes of the movie really dragged this movie down, resulting in a slow pacing for this movie, and I think it's all due to its second act. Because this movie is 2 hours long, and surprisingly, it even feels longer than 2 hours, but not in a good way, because we do have this 40 to 50 minute slug in the middle of the movie, where we are introduced to new characters, including Halle Berry, who either don't stay long in the movie, have very low impact in the movie, or just thrown halfway in the movie to be a conflict for John Wick down the road. But the two characters don't really have any real connection, so the conflict between two of them just feel undeserved. And while I understand the whole movie couldn't just be action scene after action scene after action scene, I do feel like that second act of the movie was a little bit too long and could easily have been cut down 15 to 20 minutes shorter, which eventually would have helped the pacing of the movie. It didn't even need to go halfway across the world. It still could have been in the New York area. The same stuff still would have happened, granted, it would have been altered, but in the end, I feel like it would really trim down the movie and really help the pacing. Because when the movie has a very fast-paced first 30 minutes and then goes directly into a 50-minute slug, granted, there are some entertaining action scenes within that 50 minutes, but I don't really think it made up for this entire side side quest that ultimately didn't even need to happen because it just brought John Wick back to where he was initially. I understand it was for character growth, but at that same time, if you were trying to achieve that, you just didn't need to do it in a 15-minute vacation in Casablanca. And even the way the movie ends, I was not a huge fan of the way they ended this movie because I felt like it ended exactly the same way as Chapter 2, where it could just easily lead into a sequel. And while I understand the studio doesn't want to just kill off a franchise like that, I feel like that if we did not know there was going to be a fourth one, which was actually just recently announced, if the series ended with this film, I don't think I would have liked it because it just leads itself wanting more. You don't really have a very fulfilling conclusion in this film, and everything that was resolved in this film was caused in this film, so basically everything except character motions are the same by the end of this movie. But we're getting a fourth John Wick anyway, so as long as it can deliver on these amazing action sequences that the films are keep on delivering to us, I don't really have any real qualms. I do feel like John Wick 3 was very innovative with its action scenes and had amazing choreography, direction, camera work. I absolutely loved everything about the action scenes with amazing first 30 minutes. But with the slower second act, I do feel like I did have a tampering for my overall feeling of the movie, that the movie went on too many side quests that I didn't really need to, resulting in an extended runtime that I don't really think the movie needed to have due to its very simple and fun premise. The movie does lead itself into an obvious fourth film that does make this one feel emotionally inconclusive, but I did have a blast with all the action scenes in this film. I would recommend this movie solely on the action scenes alone. I do wish the pacing was a little bit quicker, but I can say that John Wick Chapter 3 Parabellum is still a good movie. So that's John Wick Chapter 3 Parabellum. What do you guys think? Have you seen the movie? Have you not seen the movie? Whatever you think, and put the comments below, and maybe I'll read it, maybe I won't. Thank you as always for watching, and if you haven't, click my last video right over here, and you can click my upcoming video right over here. Thank you as always for watching, and hope to see you next time.